What is going on, you guys? AK40 Kevin here in the gamer heaven, and a subscriber recently asked me what's a better option, the Razer Raiju or the Razer Wolverine Tournament Edition. Having not tested the Raiju and wanting to, I thought it was a perfect opportunity to pick this bad boy up and see how they stack up. So we're going to be reviewing, unboxing first of course, and then an in-depth review with 10 different categories, a final conclusion, and then a comparison of both these controllers. I'm going to try and keep the video as short as possible while still packing in as much info as possible. If you do want to see the full review of the tournament, as well as the Razer Wolverine Ultimate and the comparison between that and the Xbox Elite, I'm going to go ahead and have links to all those in the descriptions, as well as cards at the end of the video. Having said that, let's get it started. Alrighty guys, we are over here at the Stormtrooper PC. Yes, I know the case is off my desktop right now, the side panel. That's because I just made a video comparing 16 gigs versus 32 gigabytes of RAM for gaming and video production. I'll have a link to that in the description below if you are a PC gamer and you are thinking about upgrading. Go ahead and move the old Razer Black Widow Elite out of the way so we can make room for our Razer Raiju Tournament Edition. Now, this is the first Razer controller I've ever tested that's specifically for PlayStation 4 as well as PC. Generally, the Razer controllers are for PC, obviously, and then also wired for Xbox use as well. And very rarely do they have Sony compatibility, but this is actually wireless for PlayStation use or wired use for a PC. Now, really nice laser cut foam in the top here. The box is obviously very blue because it's appealing to the Sony boys. You have your controller in there, which is also in some really nice laser cut foam. Like this held the controller absolutely perfect. Then at the bottom here, you have a little pull tab that's made out of rubber. Pull this little box of goodies out. You have your 10-foot braided cable in there. It is micro USB. I wasn't sure if it was going to be USB-C or not, but micro USB will work just fine. And then you have your instruction manual, a thank you letter from Razer, which you get with every Razer product. It's very nice. And then you'll probably get a sticker pack in here too. They usually, yep, called it. Usually throw in a couple stickers in case you want to sticker bomb your gear. So the instruction manual is pretty nice. Color, good font. English is the primary language. Very descriptive, shows you how to connect it to PC as well as using it with the PlayStation for both wireless and wired mode. Keep in mind, wired will give you less latency, up to 0% latency. You might get a couple milliseconds of latency playing wirelessly, but honestly, my opinion with wireless versus wired is that if I'm playing console, I prefer to play wireless because, it's a more casual experience. You're sitting on your couch, looking at your TV, playing out of speakers. It's just a more relaxed, casual gaming experience, as if I'm on a PC. Of course, I'm going to be wired because I'm so close to it and I'm sitting down. It's not going to matter if I'm having a cable or anything like that. Not to mention, it's all about performance on a PC, so you want like zero latency. The first category is the packaging. The box was really pretty. Nice laser cut foam, 10 out of 10. Carrying case, not applicable, so I'm not going to count it as a 0. It's just going to be NA, not applicable. It doesn't come with like a little carrying case bag kind of thing. Anyway, included accessories, also not applicable, so that's going to be NA. A lot of premium controllers come with magnetic sticks that you can switch out, as well as different triggers like the scuff, different impact rings down here, stuff like that. So that's also NA. Cosmetics, I definitely give it an 8 out of 10. It looks really good. It's not the prettiest shape. I don't really like this huge square section here. I just think it's a little bit unattractive, but I do like that it's just plain old-fashioned matte black. It'll go good with any setup or theme you have going on. Very neutral, nice matte black, and then gloss around the analog sticks there. Gloss bumpers and triggers. Just a really classy, timeless design. So, 8 out of 10 for that. Build quality. 10 out of 10. This feels extremely solid. Like I'm twisting it right now, I don't hear any creaking or any plastic flex or anything like that. Sticks feel super solid. Like all the buttons have zero wiggle or wobble in them. They just feel it feels extremely durable and well put together. So build quality, 10 out of 10. I feel like I haven't read any articles or heard anybody complain in the forums about these breaking, unlike the Xbox Elite, which is just ransacked with people's claims of it just like disintegrating in their hand. All right, so ergonomics. It feels pretty good in the hand, but it doesn't really fit around your... Because of this huge blocky design here, which I'm assuming is for not only the two rear paddles, but also the fact that this is wireless as compared to all of their other controllers, which are wired. They probably had to add some kind of, you know, receiver unit in there to connect with the console. And because of that, you have this huge bulky section, which isn't cut out as much as it would be on a normal controller. So you don't really, I can only get like that much finger around it. So because of that, it actually doesn't feel very good in the hand. I mean, I guess they think that you're just going to put your middle fingers up here, which if you do that, it actually feels a lot better. So I guess I would just rest my hands on the paddles. If I were to hold it like this, I would give it like a 5 out of 10, but since I understand the design that you want to put your fingers like that on the paddles, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 8 out of 10. It's definitely not a 10 out of 10 because of the shape of it, and yeah, just that whole bottom section there, you'd have to hold it to see what I'm talking about, but it does not feel great in the hand. So the sticks, how do they feel? There is no changeable sticks on here, they're not magnetic or anything like that, and they're very, very short for my taste. I would definitely put some kind of caps on here or extensions because they are extremely short. So especially on the right stick, you want a higher right stick so you can get more control, more leverage when you're doing precision aiming and whatnot. Left stick doesn't really matter if it's short. You know, I personally prefer a little bit taller sticks on both sides, but they feel good though, as far as good tension, good response. They snap back to center very nicely. Yeah, pressing down L3 and R3 feels really sturdy. Not bad, not bad. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. If it had additional stick options, such as domed, concave, long, short, etc., it'd be a 10 out of 10, but because of that, 8 out of 10. So the D-pad. I love Razer's D-pad design because they have each button not integrated. They're separate, separated by the faceplate here, so it gives it a really nice, clicky, satisfying feeling, and I feel like I can... I don't know, just cleanly hit the exact control that I want. However, I will say this one, the left button feels really squishy for some reason. So this is a brand new one. I didn't get refurbished or used or anything like that. Up, down, and right feel fantastic, but the left, for some reason, feels like it's not even the same type of button. It feels super squishy and gross. So because of that, 7 out of 10. I mean, honestly, it'd be about a 9 out of 10 if it wasn't for that left button being so janky. And keep in mind, this is a brand new out-of-the-box controller. So triggers. Not only do they feel super durable and super tight, there's no wiggle. I hate that side-to-side wiggle you get with some cheaper controllers. You don't have that here. You also have trigger locks, and I do love the positioning of Razer trigger locks. You can quickly actuate them, and oh yeah, oh yeah. With those trigger locks on, you are getting a very short pull there. That's probably about a third or maybe half of the fully extended pull. So obviously for a racing game where you need full brake and throttle control, have it like that, switch over to a shooter, turn them on, you can get that much quicker actuation for those neck and neck 1v1 battles. So very, 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 very nice triggers. 10 out of 10, love them. Bumpers. Also amazing. These feel very ergonomic because your entire finger, I have pretty average size hands, so I feel like this is how most people's hands are going to sit on there. Your entire finger sits on there to where you can actuate the bumper with just the pad of your finger, just the tip, or the entire just the tip, or the entire thing. They feel great. They're shaped perfectly and they're very clicky. They're not mechanical or anything, but they're just super clicky, fast actuation. 10 out of 10, love the bumpers. So the face buttons, oh my god. Every Razer keyboard, well yeah, keyboard too, but every Razer controller that I've tested has It's the only controller, besides very high-end modified scuffs, that I've ever tested, and I've tried AIM, Battle Beaver, Scuff, Elite 1 and 2, Fusion Pro, a bunch of little third-party companies. I've tried them all, and these are actual mechanical switches. Like, listen to that. So just like a mechanical keyboard for you PC gamers, you'll understand how satisfying that click is. Very light press. You barely need to give it any pressure to actuate the button, and then you get a nice satisfying click. It's not spongy at the bottom like those typical controllers that have a membrane in there, like a rubber plunger at the bottom. So just amazing. I wish every single premium controller had these switches in them. I've said that in other videos, and I definitely mean it. 10 out of 10 for the face buttons. So as for the paddles, I do like these a lot because they're very big. Even though it's 2 buttons, you can actuate these with either your middle finger or even your ring finger if you have smaller or different shaped hands. Also, if you hold it like I would, you can actually actuate it with different parts of your middle finger, so it's very easy to access it. However, because of the ergonomic design back there, you're not going to accidentally actuate it and get false registers and be jumping or sliding when you're not trying to. So, a really good design. You know, I do feel like this bar here does cut out the ergonomics a little bit, but honestly, once you've found a good, comfortable position to hold it, the paddles work great. So because of that, 10 out of 10. I mean, if you're somebody that requires 4 paddles, then this is probably going to be, you know, a deal breaker for you because it only has 2 and there's no way to modify or attach 2 extra paddles to this model, especially because there's that Bluetooth or wireless transceiver in there. It would be virtually impossible to put some kind of a third-party extension on there for 2 extra paddles. But for me personally, 2 paddles is just fine, and they feel great. 10 out of 10. Alrighty guys, we are over here on my PC as you can see, and unfortunately this controller does not have the same PC software support that all the other Razer controllers have, where you can just control it through the Synapse app. I even searched for a third-party application such as, you know, a Raiju specific application, and there is no such thing. However, there is a very cool little mobile phone app. It's just called Raiju for PS4, and you have to sign in with your Razer ID. So if this is your first Razer product, you do have to register, so that's something to keep in mind. But it allows you to pair your Bluetooth controller by holding down this configuration button here. Hold it down for 2 seconds, it'll start flashing a blue LED light at you, and then it'll pair with your cell phone. Now, there's not as much customizability and controllability in this application as there is with other PC controllers that I've tried, even other Razer controllers like the Wolverine Tournament. But you can remap the top additional bumper buttons as well as the top or the rear paddles. And you can also adjust the vibration force of both of the rumble motors in there. There are no haptic feedback motors in the triggers, so you're not going to get any haptic response from shooting or anything like that, but you will get the rumble inside of your palms, so that is quite nice. Now, I don't necessarily like that there isn't a whole lot of controllability for PC, and the app is very bare bones, very basic. You can't really adjust much. Vibration and remap your additional buttons, which, I mean, that's great. That's the bare bones. That's required to make the hardware of the controller actually be useful whatsoever, but you can't adjust stick sensitivity, trigger sensitivity. There's these really cool, there's 2 of them. There's focus and there's one other one I forget the name of that is like this really cool control where when you hold down a button that you've mapped to that feature, it'll actually allow you to have more control or much snappier response of your sticks, which is really cool if you pick up like a sniper rifle or something, or you start going really fast in a racing game and you need like less steering input or something like that. Just really, really cool feature overall. There is no RGB lighting on this like some of the other Razer controllers that allow you to sync up and have your Razer controller, you know, flashing along with your keyboard and your headphones and your mouse and whatever Razer products you have in the ecosystem. So just a pretty bare bones experience, and it was also really not the most user-friendly thing in the world. I had to do a firmware update for it to even link up, and then in order to use it wirelessly with PC, you do have to have Bluetooth. They don't include like a little USB dongle or anything like that. My motherboard, which is actually a pretty damn good motherboard, doesn't have Bluetooth. That's one of the features I didn't really opt for because, well, I not planning on using Bluetooth, all the wireless accessories I have come with a little dongle you plug into a USB port, and you can just use it that way. So I was unable to use it wirelessly, but I was able to game with it wired, and it did feel pretty good. It definitely didn't feel as good as the Tournament. So we're just going to go ahead and roll right into the comparison of the two. I'm going to pop some things up on screen so you guys can get a clear dictation of the differences. Alrighty, so over here on the Razer website, you see they have a couple of arcade pads for fighting games. You have the Raiju Mobile Edition, which is specifically for mobile gaming. I am not going to spend $150 on a controller to play games on my phone. No siree, Bob. Then you, of course, have the Rayon, which is also, again, for fighting games specifically. There's no analog sticks or anything. Very niche. You're only going to be able to use this for fighting games, so $100 is kind of a pricey, a big price tag to spend on something you can only use with one genre of games. Then you have the Wolverine Tournament and the Wolverine Ultimate. Now, the Tournament is a fantastic controller. I have reviewed this thoroughly, as well as the Wolverine Ultimate. Now, what you're getting with the Ultimate that you're not... Well, first of all, what you're getting with the Tournament, you are getting those mechanical switches in the front. You're getting programmable RGB, PC support. You're getting 2 paddles in the back, and then you're getting 2 bumpers on the top, and a really good software suite that allows you to customize the shit out of your controller. Now, the Wolverine Ultimate has all of those. Keep in mind, these are both wired only. With the addition of the Ultimate has switchable D-pad and analog sticks, so they're magnetic. You can swap them. Then you have this little chunky boy on the bottom here that allows you to mute your mic as well as turn your headphone volume up from 5 different levels, switch between 2 onboard storage profiles, and then remap keys on the fly without even needing to open up the software if you don't want. And you also have 4 kick-ass paddles on the back and an additional 2 bumpers and a nice carrying case. So pretty nice, considering the price difference is only... it looks like $50, so wait, $40. So you're getting a lot more. Honestly, if you're going to get a Razer controller, I would say get the Ultimate. But how does the Tournament stack up to the Raiju? That's what this whole video is all about. Well, honestly, I personally feel like the Tournament works better if you don't mind using a wire, just because it's ergonomically a lot better, and it just feels a lot better. Not to mention you can actually program things by plugging it into your PC and customize it with a software suite like that. Then use it on your, I believe it works wired with the PlayStation. Actually, let's find that out right now. It says gaming controller for Xbox, but I'm not sure if it's compatible with a PlayStation. Nope, so this doesn't work at all. So basically your only option is PC. Obviously you can use anything, but if you're on Xbox, the Razer Wolverine series, the Tournament and the Ultimate, are much better controllers. They have way more customizability, better features like the swappable thumbsticks and whatnot. And also, even if you're just getting the baseline Tournament, the ergonomics feel a lot better in the hand, and the thumbsticks felt a little bit better. They might even be the same thumbsticks, but because of the shape of it, it just felt better in the hand. The Raiju, I feel like, you know, it's only for PlayStation, basically. I wouldn't get it for PC because there's way too many other options out there. And if I need a custom controller for a PS4, and I do actually want to get a premium controller because PlayStation 5, they've already mentioned through their news and whatnot that they are going to have support for current, you know, peripherals and accessories. So if you have headphones or premium SCUF controllers or something that you spend a shitload of money on, you're going to be able to use them on the PS5, which is awesome. And me personally, I just don't feel like the Raiju has a place. For me, there's better Wolverine controllers that have all the same features, those mechanical ABXY buttons, and then also better ergonomic shape and a better software suite to back up the hardware. And if I'm going to get something for the PS5 or PS4, it's probably going to be a SCUF Vantage 2, which out of all the premium controllers I've tried, and I've tried dozens, in my opinion, it is the best as of now. It's awesome. It's super customizable, comes with a ton of accessories, great customer support. They have pretty good reliability, especially over the last 2 or 3 years. They've really increased their quality control. So I feel like they're having a lot less complaints and repairs and returns and whatnot. So me personally, I think the Raiju is just, it's kind of a useless controller in my opinion, because You know, I play PC and Xbox, but even if I was to still have a PS4 and be playing on the PS4 Pro, like I've done in the past, I would get either like a Scuff, like I said, or even there's a couple of like $60 PlayStation 4 Elite controllers that are wireless and have paddles on the back. You can get them on Amazon, and I think that's a better option. They're all ergonomically better, and they have better software support, and those are my two main complaints with the Raiju. But if you were to get this as a gift or something like that, you know, I'm not saying throw it away or pawn it at the, you know, at the skate park for some crack or something. It's not terrible. It's just, it feels funky in the hands and the software. You know, I feel like I'm beating a horse into glue now, so I'm just going to pull back on those reins. But that's pretty much it, guys. My conclusion is also the value of it. I feel like it's very expensive for what you're getting, considering you can get a used tournament on Amazon for like $100, I think, certified, refurbished from Amazon with their warranty and stuff. So better option there. And again, if you're looking for like another PS4 controller in the $60 price range, they have like, just type in PlayStation Elite controller on Amazon. You know what? I'll save you guys some time. I'll put links in the description below to better options to this controller, as well as a link to this controller if you did like it and you do want to try it. To each his own. So that's going to do it, guys. I mean, overall, it had some nice features, but just ergonomics and software. Those are two things that can kill a controller, and it kind of did. And I feel like, considering this is only good on PS4, there's better controllers out there. There really is, guys. I'm not blowing smoke up your booty holes, trust me. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, shoot a like. Be sure to subscribe. I do a lot of controller content, so reviews, comparisons, and all that other good stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.